Hello and welcome to an India Today special broadcast of the Russia-Ukraine conflict on day 36 of the war. India Today, fearless at the front lines. India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta, Mohan and I have travelled to different parts of this country. I report from Irpin on the outskirts of Kiev, where the Ukrainian forces are moving forward inch by inch, regaining territory. India Today's Geeta Mohan reports from the Mariupol region. She's travelled to Moscow and is reporting from the other side. We bring you a series of exclusive ground reports.
Fearless reporting as Russian tanks roll in.
I'm atop a T-64 Russian tank, and they are now preparing to roll in to the border areas, the front line.
Sweden claiming that, a Su-24 was sent, and that too armed with nuclear weapons, is a very strong signal, because that sends a shiver down anyone's spine that nuclear weapons are being brandished in this war.
India Today travels deep into ravaged cities. Uncompromising reports from the epicenter. Fearless on the front line.
Irpin and Bucha in the past 36 days have seen some of the worst battles fought between Russia and Ukraine. At one point of time, Russia was well and truly in control of almost entire Irpin. In fact, the Ukrainian forces had to destroy a bridge and make a tactical retreat to ensure that the Russians don't advance into the capital Kiev. But inch by inch, the territory is now being regained. India Today was the first channel to get to ground zero, to the front lines as the Ukrainian forces move forward. We bring you this report. This India Today special broadcast comes from Irpin, and we are standing right where the Russian forces and the Ukrainian forces have been engaged in pitched battles just till some hours ago. In fact, this is a Russian vehicle. Remember, these Russian vehicles with the V mark are the ones that have been in this area. We are at the front lines of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Though Russia has announced that it is ceasing operations in and around Kyiv and Chernihiv, the ground reality as of now, the Ukrainian forces are taking no chances as they move forward inch by inch to regain territory in Irpin. If you look around me, you have the forces on ground who are moving forward. The snipers, the pioneers and ground forces are moving forward, and we are moving forward with them. The information is that the Russians have retreated just hours ago in this area, and this vehicle was targeted just a short while back, prompting the Russians to retreat, indicating the fact that the Russians are now retreating in this area. There you see, if cameraman Lalit Joshi shows you these, look at that. That's with anti-tank guided missiles. You have soldiers who are deployed here, moving forward inch by inch. This place is heavily mined as of now. So we've also been told to be very careful where you step. Now, just look around. That's another Russian vehicle that's been targeted. It's lying mangled and destroyed here in Irpin. We are moving forward with the forces as of now. The Ukrainian forces are moving forward inch by inch, and this is a thickly forested area. We are with the Ukrainian army. This is not the militia. This is not the civil defense. This is the Ukrainian army that's now moving forward inch by inch in this territory. This is where, if you notice, buildings destroyed, homes shattered, everything lies in ruins as of now as they move forward in this area. This situation here is extremely grim. It's extremely tense. Why is it tense? Because while the Russians have moved forward, have retreated in some areas, and the Ukrainian forces are moving forward, we still do not know where have the Russians gone. This is like the final point so far till the time that the Ukrainian forces now decide to move forward. They have to clear every building as they regain territory. Why they're doing this very slowly? Because some of the buildings doors are mined, roads are mined. There is no clarity on where the Russian forces could be. Now look at this forest. They could be hiding in these forests. There could be snipers in this forest, plus the built up area. This is how operations are proceeding, very cautiously and very gradually. The Russians are moving forward, but are they reorganizing to hit back? We still do not know. If you look just behind me, you can still hear some kind of a blast, and we do not know whether this is a controlled blast that's happening to defuse the mines that have been laid in this area. As the mines are found, they are neutralized, and then the forces move forward, and every area is cleared. But no chances are being taken. Why are no chances being taken? Because the apprehension is, while the Russians may say they are moving back, but are they actually moving back? There is no clarity on that just as yet. A shattered building, troops deployed, but making it very, very easy here. The pioneers, of course, if you look, they have their binoculars. They have their devices, they check, they scan, the pioneers move forward, clear an area, and only then are they moving forward. Also, look at the kind of ammunition that have been used all along in battles that have been fought just moments, here. And the kind of ammunition that's just lying around here shows you the kind of battles that have been fought on ground. Ukraine has its own forces, its armed forces, plus the militia, plus the civil defense, plus foreign legions. And, they are only protecting what must be protected because a lot of territory has also been ceded or lost as of now. So if we were to talk about territory in the east, yes, they have lost Mariupol to the Russian assault. And that is because there was an intense rocket, missile, artillery assault, air attacks followed by ground forces and armored columns coming in, and whether it's the Ukrainian army or the Azov battalion, they tried their best to hold on to Mariupol till the time that they were pushed out or were just at the outskirts, or there are some pockets of resistance. As far as this place is concerned, Kyiv is very well protected. I mean, we have the numbers, but a large number of Ukrainian army personnel and civil defense personnel are guarding Ukraine, and it has been divided into various sectors. There are sectors that are under the army, there are sectors that are under the civil defense, and there are sectors that are under militia. It's being very effectively protected. Plus, you have people that are protecting the flanks. You protect the flanks, the core is protected. So, these are the people who are actually, this was the team that actually escorted and accompanied us. They are now on their way out. So, in a way, now we are on our own in this very difficult battlefield at a time when it is said that there is some action or some information of movement happening on the other side. So, this is a very precarious situation and a very difficult battlefield where you see, seesaw battle happening. There are times that some area has been lost and regained, and then there are times that area has been completely lost to be regained only later. But the finer aspect on this is that the Ukrainian army is not giving up. Their artillery, their armor, their grads, and their ground soldiers, they continue to fight to regain territory that may have been lost, including this Irpin and Bucha. Right now, Irpin had practically been lost, but is being gained inch by inch every day. The task is painstakingly slow and fraught with danger. Each lane has to be won. Each lane has to be sanitized for forward movement, and that's exactly what the Ukrainian forces are doing. The Russians seem to have moved back. Irpin and Bucha, according to Ukraine's army, are now completely in the control of the Ukrainian security forces. But it still needs to be sanitized before civilians can move in. From Ground Zero, camera person Lalit Mohan Joshi, and I with this exclusive report. This morning, Kyiv is peaceful, and we have a number of soldiers. We've been trying to speak to them, but they're saying as of now, until they get their orders from their senior commanders, they cannot speak to media at a time till they've cleared this place. Unless they've cleared this place, they do not want to, talk to journalists. They haven't yet cleared Irpin completely, in the sense that while soldiers are telling us that they can see Russian tanks and Russian personnel move back. There are some reports that seem to indicate that it's not just in Irpin and Bucha, but even beyond, the Russians are reorganizing themselves, perhaps moving back. Is this a tactical retreat, or are they actually moving back to Belarus, as some reports seem to indicate? Need to be verified. So Kyiv is peaceful. Yesterday, when we were about 30 kilometers short of this area, today we are right at the front lines, because beyond this is territory where even the Ukrainian forces haven't gone just as yet. We are right at the front lines and with the Ukrainian forces. Beyond this, they still need to verify whether the Russians are moving back. There are peace talks that are to be held in Turkey 1st April onwards. Now, that's the next round of talks. Russia says they will de-escalate the targeting of Kyiv and Chernihiv as a goodwill gesture, as a confidence-building measure. That appears to be happening here as of now. Plus the humanitarian corridor that's been created in Mariupol. That's again a positive signal that's going out from Russia. But Mariupol has been devastated. So have these places. I mean, just look at the destruction all around Irpin. It's like completely shattered. Most buildings and most homes lie abandoned at this point of time in this area. This shows how bad and how precarious the situation is right now in Irpin and Bucha. It'll be a long time before people can come back to their homes, because again, you hear another explosion. So we do not know what kind of an explosion is this. Is this a controlled explosion in the sense that mines are being diffused, or some explosive device has been found somewhere that's being diffused, or is it some hostile action? That there will be more clarity on that. But given the fact that some of these officers and soldiers are calm in their approach, is an indication that this place perhaps now has been sanitized. More than 55% of Irpin still does not have either electricity, water, or even gas connection. A lot of lines have been disrupted. All of them will have to be restored. Now, several pockets have been damaged in severe artillery, rocket, and missile attacks that took place in the past 36 days. Restoration activity will restart gradually, but the apprehension is, if this peace is temporary, then will it be safe for people to move in? As of now, there is a wait and watch approach being adopted. Activities will resume, restoration activities, once there is more surety that the area is well and truly in Ukrainian control. We bring you this ground report. Hi. Hi. Yeah, we are from India. Where are you from? You've got children. Were you living in Irpin?
We don't know. We are waiting for months while here. So we don't know. We just want to go home because we were shooting and it was terrible, really.
I'm sure it was terrible. How long were you in between the shooting?
About 1 month.
1 month?
Yes.
And when did that shooting? Under fire.
Yeah, under fire. If you go further, you can find our home, our big house. It was shot by, I don't know what it was, but
mine.
Yes, but mine.
By a rocket that came in?
Yes,
oh my God. So you stayed in a bunker throughout?
Yes, for 1 month.
For 1 month?
Yes.
And food and water?
We have water, but it was terrible because we don't have warm, we don't have electricity, and we just waiting and just were listening, shooting, and it was really scary.
And
let us go, please.
Please, yes.
Thanks.
Please, thank you very much. From Kyiv and Irpin, let me now take you to the other side, to Mariupol, and not from the side of the Ukrainian forces, but from the other side. India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan traveled to Moscow, from Moscow to Mariupol, and now she's been traveling across the region to bring you a series of exclusive ground reports. Over to Geeta for more.
A city in ruins. Out of food, out of water, out of electricity. India today is in Gorlovka, a city near Donetsk Oblast in eastern Ukraine. Non-stop bombing might have destroyed much of the concrete, but the city's soul is intact. Elena Vladimir, residing in Gorlovka for years, says she will rebuild her home.
Все вычистили, цветов насажали. Ничего, вычистим, еще лучше насадим.
This woman says that in 15 there was shelling here, they bombed everything, but they rebuild it again. So they put the flowers here and make this territory pretty. And now again the shelling and everything destroyed. But she says, oh, it's not bad, we will just repair it again.
Bollywood is giving Elena good company and keeping her spirit high even in these times of war.
The song, Jimmy Jimmy.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Ася, Ася.
This is Olha's house. She does not want to show her face because she has relatives in Ukraine as well. So it could be a security issue for her family members on the other side. But she's here. This is her house, which was destroyed. You're seeing new bricks because they're rebuilding. That's how resilient this town has been of Gorlovka, because they've been suffering this for a while. Ola over here will explain what happened. Ola, what happened to your house?
Что произошло с вашим домом?
15 июня 2015 года производился обстрел. Было 2 прилета именно по улице Шашурина, дом 15. И был прилет в первый этаж, фундамент этого дома, и рядом стояк, 4-й этаж, просто насквозь.
So it was 2 hits in the 15th year, and one of the hit was hit this house, and her flat was ruined. Door was out, and it was impossible to live here after that shell.
Verknoto-Redske is where Russian control ends. 1 kilometer from here, Ukrainians are holding fort. As Russian forces press ahead, it's meeting resistance from the Ukrainians. Russia sending reinforcements, including T-64 tanks, to the region. Moscow is determined to hold on to their hard-won gains in the last few days.
This is an area in Gorlovka. We are again being told not to disclose locations, so can't show the buildings around. Satya is keeping it very specific to the tanks that are here and will be in motion very soon. They are going to go to the villages that have been captured where we were reporting from. The commander who's commanding this convoy of tanks, Sergeant Ilya. Sergeant Ilya, thank you for speaking with India Today and Aaj Tak. Where are you headed? We see you're preparing. Where are you headed right now? Don't want details, but just about the fact that the border areas that they're trying to capture.
Задачи стоят Новобахмутовку. Отбить сейчас, как бы вернуть ее нам, то, что нам положено, и нашу территорию.
So they're going to Novobakhmutovka village, which is in the territory of Donetsk People's Republic. It must be so they're gathering to take it back now.
I'm atop a T-64 Russian tank, and they are now preparing to roll in to the border areas, the front line. The preparation is on. The weapons are being placed, ammunition being placed inside the tank. They were taking a break, but now they're preparing themselves to go to where we're coming from. The last village that now is under Russian control. Ukrainian forces have been pushed back, and they require all the support, all the backup that's required. And therefore, these tanks soon are going to go rolling into those villages. Atop a T-64. With video journalist Satya Rautre, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
Media in Sweden has accused Russia of dangerous nuclear escalation. Swedish media has reported that Russian fighter bombers were carrying nuclear warheads as they violated Sweden's airspace. They were intercepted by Sweden's Gripen fighter jets and they were escorted out of Sweden's airspace. But the factor that nuclear warheads were on board Russian fighter jets, fighter bombers, is a dangerous escalation. Was Russia's President Vladimir Putin sending out a clear signal to Sweden not to get involved in Ukraine-Russia affairs or this conflict and not supply Ukraine with the Carl Gustavs that Ukraine so desperately required? And was this a signal not just to Sweden but to other European countries, and along with other European countries to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization countries on either side of the Atlantic Ocean? We bring you this report.
Amidst the all-out Ukraine offensive, back-to-back open nuclear threats, and chilling muscle flexing with nuclear weapons. Now comes the biggest escalation in Putin's war machine. A dangerous ploy which could throw Europe and the entire world into the grip of nuclear tension. In the most dramatic revelation, exposing possibly Putin's intent, Sweden has revealed that Russian fighter bombers carrying nuclear warheads had violated European airspace in early March. According to these claims, 4 of Vladimir Putin's Sukhoi warplanes took off from a Russian airbase in Kaliningrad and swooped in over the Baltic Sea towards the Swedish island of Gotland in the Baltic Sea. 2 of the fighter bombers were identified as Russian Sukhoi Su-24s, which were found to be carrying nuclear warheads. They were escorted by 2 other Russian jets, possibly Sukhoi 27 air superiority fighters. The 4 Russian jets were intercepted by 2 Swedish JAS-39 Gripen fighter jets, which forced them to turn back. The Swedish fighters took aerial pictures of the Su-24 bombers with single stabilizer tails, allegedly carrying the nukes.
Any country that's promising these weapons is in the line of Russian fire, so to say. It's a message tactically to Sweden not to give weapons and systems to Ukraine, and strategically it's a big message that's going out to other countries. Basically, Russia is trying to send out a message to the United States, to United Kingdom, to North Atlantic Treaty Organization countries not to get directly involved in Russia's war with Ukraine.
Russia's alleged move is being seen as an intimidation tactic to arm twist Sweden after it pledged military aid and anti-tank weaponry for Ukraine. But it also marks a dangerous step up in Putin's war move. How long can the world put up with Putin's unending provocations, especially in the nuclear sphere?
Russia's aim is to ensure that the existing supply of weapons and systems and those defensive weapons and systems, that's checked, curtailed, future supplies curtailed, and then it will deal with Ukraine in the times ahead. Though on ground, there are of course some signals that Russia, before the talks that happened in Turkey starting the 1st of April, is showing some signs of relenting.
With Gaurav Sawant on the outskirts of Kyiv, Bureau Report, India Today.
There is relative peace in Kiev and around, but several other parts of Ukraine continue to be targeted, and there is an apprehension that this is a lull before the storm. There is an apprehension, even though there are peace talks on, it's tactical, and overall Russia may just intensify its operations to capture Kyiv in the days and weeks ahead. We will continue to track developments on the story very closely, but that is all that we have time for on this India Today special broadcast from Ukraine. Many thanks for watching.